we go straight into our strength exercises, and I'm going to give you an example of 5 different movement patterns. We call them the basic movement patterns. And the first one is pushing. Everyone loves a push-up. So I come into this position here with the straps across my shoulders, and I move back into a push-up position. Now, depending on how far I have my feet back or forward, I can make it harder or easier. So I start with my press-ups in this position here, and I can make things harder by moving my feet back. So if I come down here, much harder, because I'm working against gravity. I can also make that a little bit more unstable by coming up into one leg. There's our push. I can also mess things around here by going into single arm and going into a single arm press. That's a little bit more advanced. Yeah. Next up, we go into a pulling type movement, which is the reverse of what I was just doing. So I shorten the straps by about half. And, alright, the next movement pattern is pulling. So, once again, I can make that harder or easier. So if I walk my feet forward, I'm on more of an angle, it's harder. And I'll start off with just a basic row, keeping my hips forward, looking towards my anchoring point up there on the roof, and pulling in. I can start to make it harder by pulling the elbows out to the side slightly. I can go down into a more of a steeper angle. And I can also go into a single-handled mode like I did with the push, into a single-handled mode. Okay, the next movement pattern we do is a squatting movement pattern. So I'm going down into a single leg squat. So what I do here is I drop my hips down to my heels, depending on how flexible you are. You come into this position here. And the nice thing about the TRX is when I do my single leg squats, I use my upper body to help me climb. So as I lift through this leg, I pull in and down with my hands. So if I can't quite do it with my leg, I use the upper body. Voila, nice and easy. Another kind of squat is what we call a single leg lateral squat. So I'm going to lengthen the straps till they're almost on the ground. And then I'm going to thread my right foot through the foot cradles. And then from here, I make sure this leg's nice and straight, knee directly above the foot, and I drop back into a squatting position with this leg straightening out to the side. Once again, fantastic for pat-pat, fantastic for legs, very good for the core. It's that easy. Now we go into our lunge track. So with our lunges, what I'm going to do is shorten the straps again, just a little bit, and go into single leg mode. And to do that, I need to make the handle into one. And then I take my foot to the strap and come around into this position here. And we've got our single leg lunge. So what I'm going to do is drop this back knee down towards the ground. And I'm coming into a lunge position with my arms in the opposite. And then I come up, knee comes forward. So we call this a single leg suspended lunge. We have variations. We can come down and touch the ground, come up, which is a little harder. That's our single leg suspended lunge. The last of our movements is a twisting type movement, and what I'm going to do is combine that with a pulling type movement. So I shorten my straps again, just a little, and I come back into this position here. Feet slightly forward, I look towards my anchoring point, and from here I'm twisting my hips to the left, and I'm reaching underneath and coming up into a star type pattern. They're holding and then coming back and doing the same thing on the other side. So I've got a pull combined with a twist. this one's fantastic for all those golf players, tennis players who need to rotate for their sport.